my spiritual team and how I hear from Ascended Masters and everywhere else, what they're saying at the moment, there's this shift obviously within the whole planet, but there's a shift with many of us at this moment. And how people may see you, this is ex-relationships, because lots of people are moving out of relationships. I'm doing the same thing. You know, how people in your relationships, your lovers, your partners, your husbands, your wives, you know, friendship groups, how they're changing, how they may see you. And when you have conversations with them or when they're around you, just observe how you feel. Because it's really funny how somebody might see you as in a certain position and how they communicate with you. It's almost as if in their eyes, maybe in their world, they might be, you know, obviously stuck with everything that's going on for them. But not only that, they may be that they're trying to re-put you back into that position of how they once saw you. And maybe they can't see or understand or want to allow you to move away. This will be friendships, partnerships, relationships, I'm just hearing. But be aware, just observe it. So a tip, when someone triggers you, you know, emotions that come up, and that's been happening for me a lot recently, and I've been responding in a different way. And by responding in a different way, it's like my guides, I'm asking my guides for assistance all the time. They're sort of stepping in. They're sort of saying, no, sorry, hold back. Don't respond, don't bite too fast. Hold back a little bit. You know, when you feel like you're bubbling up, when you feel like there's that, you know, your temper, thank you. This is no good then, like a dyslexic person, seriously. When you start that, you feel like you're bubbling up, when you feel that, you know, it's striking home, there's a feeling within you, there's sort of some frustration or whatever it is, or tears or whatever it is that's going on for you, see that as a sign that it means that there's been a shift, and there's been a shift in you because of the individual of how they're treating you, the individual of how they may be still seeing you. Maybe they can't let go of what they still want you to be or what you represent for them in their past. But that is one of the things they're bringing up this evening. It seems to be very important to mention that about how people, how people may make you feel. And it's almost as if them keeping you still, keeping you stuck because it's for them, it's beneficial for them, but not for you. But instead of feeling cross about it, it's more about feel the feeling, feel into it. And in a way, I heard also, and they just reminded me, that afterwards when I walked away from it, I was like, yeah, I've come really far. I'm a different type of person. And I'm happy with who I am. So it was really important that, you know, that happened to me. And, you know, and thank you. They just said, you need those little rewards. You need those little ticks as you go along in life. You need to come across those situations. You need to be aware of those situations so that you can reflect back and say, yeah, look how far I've come. Because many of you are changing. Now, let's go back to this feeling as well today. And I understand why this happened for me today. Now, I tapped in today. I was like, what is going on? Now, I'm not an astrologer, okay? I don't know much about the planets at all. All I know is, as a psychic medium, I feel the planets and I feel the change. Now, also, we all do, but I checked in with my guides and my team what was going on. And they was talking to me about now moving into, we've got coming up to February the 17th, because I was checking, I heard Wednesday, and I thought, well, what day is that? So this is February the 17th, that you've got Saturn and, I was going to say, because they always laugh at me, Uranus, sorry. And they're very close together. Now, okay, now, listen. The planets have personalities. I just heard that very clear, and I've been told this all afternoon. The planets have personalities, okay? And they also affect you individually, everyone. But it's up to you to sort of check in of how it affects you, and whether you believe it or not, it's entirely up to you. Now, I'm assuming if you're listening to this, you believe to some degree in this. Now, you've got the two planets that are moving in, they're coming in, And to me, what they were being shown of, it's like two brothers. It's like, no, I'm the better one at this. No, I'm the better one. And that's sort of struggling for that power going on at the moment. So you've got Saturn, who likes structure, law, discipline, responsibility, obligation. We've got that. And then we've got Uranus, that's quite a different, it's eccentric, rebellion, unpredictable, likes changes. And so you've got the two coming in, and I can feel the change happening. So imagine this. I just said to you that about the personalities of individual people that you meet, and people that are connected to your past, and also the people that are in your life at this moment, and what they, you know, what they do with your personality and the representation, how they're making you feel. They just said that. But that's also what happens with the planets. The planets coming in are shifting, are making a big change for you. So depending on, obviously everyone's going to feel this in a different way. Now, depending on where these planets are within your, zodiac sign, your astrology chart, and I don't know, but this one they just showed me. So depending on where these, how these planets come in and how they affect you in whatever house or the zodiac sign you're in or whatever, you know, whether it's relationships, finance, career, whatever, there's major shifts. So it's coming where you've got, you know, there's part of you that's that structure and you know, that belief, and you might like all that. And then there's this other planet that comes in, Uranus, that comes in, that comes in and wants to disrupt some things. So there's fighting for a balance at the moment. There's a lot going on about trying to get this balance. So it made sense for me to feel this sort of, and I know there's many that on this like-minded WhatsApp group we've got, that many were feeling this, what was going on, and that is what's going on at the moment. The planets are jostling around, they're moving around, and you've got this energy coming in, and it's sort of shifting things. So, which is correct timing, I just said. Correct timing because, okay, thank you. Right, okay, they're going back to this. So, you being born at this particular time, you having all your life happening, you know, with me, with the depression and everything else I went through, and everybody else, everyone's got a story to tell to make you, to create you who you are today. That's important. You have to go through those journeys. You have to go through those times. And I know when I had that depression and having the counselling, that sort of cleared one layer of me, and that helped. So that caterpillar and that chrysalis and the butterfly, that part of me. And then I know then later on I had depression about something else because something else had happened in my life. I didn't freeze, I didn't stay still. And that's the secret. It's heavy, I know, and depression is hard, or feeling sad, or feeling blue, or and losing part of yourself you feel for a time, and sometimes just freezing in that moment and just, you know, wanting the duvet days, and they can't become longer than a day. It's like months and, you know, a year or whatever it is. But just, I think what really got me going, what really kept me going, which helped me to move forward, I wanted more, and I knew there was more. And I wanted more for me, and I wanted more for my children. So that was my driving force, and everyone's gonna have their own driving force. So whoever's listening to this, if you're struggling, and you know, we've had this pandemic, this lockdown, everything, keep going, because there is change. And it's not just that I'm saying it, but there is change. Globally, there's change. Now, I'm sitting next to a map, and the map on the wall is screaming at me. Because I can hear there's going to be coups around the world, there's going to be some rebellion, because where some countries, where some nations, some states, where it's been very strict, regimental, telling you what to do and how to live your life, the planets are coming in, it's affecting everyone, and it's going to shift things. It's going to affect people in certain ways. It's going to make that uncomfortability. People have had this lockdown, and it's very different in different parts of the world, the lockdown and how it's changed people's lives. Some places, not by much. I have clients all over the world. But what's going on now, there's like this, like a mass uproar in a sense, but there's for many reasons. Now, thank you, they just said. So going back to meeting this person, and personalities of friends and personalities and who we meet in our life, it's very similar to the planets. They have been brought in at this particular time on your charts for you being born at this time, you being whatever age you are, with the planets and how they've lined up. It's very important because, thank you, they just said, there's many parts of your personality. I keep going back to this. My Russian doll. Imagine that's parts of your personality. And there's many parts of your personality that needs addressing, looked at, working on, releasing, letting go of stuff. So, okay, thank you. They just said, when you move over to the other side, when you die, when you pass over, and you have the soul keeper that comes to collect you, and your loved ones and everyone else is there, and it's almost like as if they've got a clipboard, and I don't know how that might sound, but this is what they gave me, and they go through that lifetime with you, and you look through and what's happened in that lifetime. You look through, like me with my depression and everything else, and what you learn and whatever, blah blah blah, all the information that happened to you in that particular life. You get reassessed, you get reassigned when you want to come back, so that when you come back again, like that recycling they just given me, when you do come back again, it's the other part of you that you're looking at. It's the other part of your personality, the other part of your soul that needs addressing. So in this lifetime, I sorted that sort of issue out. In another lifetime, I'll come back with the planets ready, lined up to address other issues, because that's what happens. And also told about how the mind, having the mind in the brain, and how it stores information. Well, that's good to some degree, they just said, because by having and holding on to some of your life issues and traumas that's happened, it's a way then that it's stored there. I think they just gave me these beads, a bracharis, I don't know, where you count along the numbers of the beads on that little wooden thing. Then you can work out what it is that you still need to solve. The brain stores the information, it holds on to the information so that you can then work on that. So that's why it keeps coming up. But it's about knowing that you have the skills, you just reach out, you ask for support, you reach out and you ask for assistance, whether that's from your therapist or from the guides, whoever, but someone is always going to step in. But you have to know that you can change, you can make things different. Okay. They just wanted to say one more thing. So tips, nature. When things are tough, go out for a walk. You never know you're going to bump into. Use nature. Meditation, of course. Journals, they said, important, or if not journal, write it down. If something's triggering you off, or something's happening, write it down, how it makes you feel, and then take some time to have a little look at it and what's going on for you. What's it showing you? What's it showing you that still might need to be addressed? Or what's it showing you and how far you've come? I know things that are triggering me at the moment in my relationship, but I know that it's showing me how far I've come. I'm a different person. And that makes sense. And you keep moving forward. And that's what they're saying, tips, those sort of tips, and always keep reaching out for help. Okay, anything else? Okay.